What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. So I get a ton of questions on what I do out there in the range, whether it's for speed or for magazine exchanges or for accuracy. So today we're gonna break down 3 of my favorite targets and drills to run out there. A couple things you need to keep in mind here. These are built for all skill levels. You can run these mostly with rifle, you can run them with pistol, you can run them at different speeds, you can run them at different distances. It's really up to you, but we're gonna talk about the basic nuts and bolts of these 3 drills. They're gonna work on everything from your accuracy, your trigger press, your manipulation, your draw. These 3 drills are going to cover all of that, and they are a ton of fun and maybe at some time a little bit humbling. Make sure you guys get subbed up, get belled up, turn the notifications down there to all on so you get the videos when they come out. And of course, if you like what's going on or learning about this good stuff, give that video a like. Huge thank you to all my Patrons. If you guys wanna support the channel, you can check out or use any of the links down below. Let's go ahead and roll right into the first drill. Now this first drill is going to be called Dot Torture. Now this is a 50 round drill. So 1 box of ammunition, use a 9 or something like that. Or if you want to use a rifle, you can definitely use this drill for a rifle to clean up as well. This is great, like I said, for all skill levels. This is gonna work everything from just your presentation, your draw, magazine exchanges, transitioning from one dot to the next. As I roll this footage in here, you can kind of see me going through those different parts. Now, when it comes to these drills, you have to hold yourself accountable. If it breaks the line, technically it still kind of counts. If you don't want to count those, you can go for a little bit more accuracy. That is completely up to you. Don't get discouraged, however. If you throw one out or you hit the line or you come way out of there, keep going through the rest of those. This is skill building, skill stacking. Finish that complete drill. Don't stop somewhere halfway or a quarter way, because what you'll end up doing is, if that happens again, you'll end up stopping generally at the same point and not progressing through the rest of your drill. Especially if you are just warming up, you're kind of gonna have a tendency to get a little bit better as you go through the drill if you're doing this absolutely from the cold start. If you do a couple warm-up things, generally you do a little bit better, but honestly, these 3 drills I love to do first thing and maybe last thing, because then you'll be able to track that performance from your beginning all the way through the end of your day at the range. Now, your big focus on the Dot Torture is going to be your trigger control and getting that good sight picture. So those are the 2 main things you're gonna wanna focus on. This is meant to be run at a slow speed. Once you get very proficient, you can speed it up. You can really do what you want, but you really wanna picture that sight, that target, get a really good sight picture, and that clean, smooth press throughout this drill. It's not necessarily meant for speed, although you can do that if you want to. This is meant for that bare bones proficiency and absolute core skills you need to build out there on the range. Now we're gonna check our mass skills out. We're on number 2. If you guys lost count already, we're on drill number 2. And this is going to be the build drill. Now you can do this on a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, fold it over. You can use a little kind of note card like that and tape it up there. What you're gonna wanna do is run from the holster, or if you can't draw in the range you're on, from a very depressed low ready, come up on target and put 6 rounds in that either folded over piece of paper, you could draw it on a piece of cardboard, whatever you have to do. You can work this starting from a larger piece of paper and going all the way down to a business card if you want to. It's all about the skill. Now this is gonna work on a little bit of that speed as well, and it's going to tell you what your throttle speed and your cadence is going to be, which is usually gonna progress over time. Now, if you don't know what cadence is literally like the beat of a song. Your finger kind of naturally is gonna wanna go at a certain speed. You can speed that up and you can slow that down. What you need to learn here is, how fast can I work the trigger without getting rounds outside of that piece of paper or that card or whatever you are using, even if you draw it on a cardboard backer. Now this is great because generally by round 5 or 6, that's when you'll kind of start seeing flyers, because as you're shooting, that muzzle is rising and you may not be returning to the same place on target. This drill is a ton of fun. Everybody out there can generally do it, and you progress your speed as your skill level grows. And for all these drills, it's really nice to have a buddy or a shot timer. Most of the time I'm out there alone, so I use my shot timer, and all that is my stimulus to either begin the draw or begin the drill. If you got a buddy, they can yell threat, they can do whatever they want. I would say if you're using friends out there to yell something as your kind of response to engage or do whatever, don't use the word gun, because when you see a gun or when there's a gun out there, that just doesn't mean you get to start shooting. Now, if it's a threat, that might be a little bit more realistic. And this is also the part of this where I start talking about the difference between tactical world and the practical world, or competition, okay? Because there are things you can do in competition that will absolutely get you killed in a real life scenario. But there are points where competition style things can help us in the practical or tactical world to become better shooters, more proficient with our movement, and much, much faster engaging, especially multiple targets. A lot of these drills will cross over to both, but remember, at the tactical side, that's a skill level thought process thing that you need to train nonstop, just like your proficiency in shooting drills. And number 3 right here, we've counted all the way to 3, so give yourselves a pat on the back. This is gonna be my absolute favorite drill out there to run for something that's kind of a little bit more static. This is gonna be the bare standard drill. So 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, 2 boxes, and a 3-inch circle. The point of this drill is you're gonna, from the holster, you're gonna draw, put 5 rounds in each box, empty gun reload, and then 3 rounds in that 3-inch circle. This drill can be absolutely punishing out there if you cannot control your cadence and your muzzle rise and your trigger control. This is meant to be run under time. There are good times and there are times you may need to improve on. I'm going to leave that up to you because of your skill level. Now, I've run this drill pretty fast and I have run it epically slow when I started. A really good time on this is gonna be sub 7 seconds. If you can get down into the 6.5 and below, you are doing really, really well on this. And there are some people that can blaze through this with absolute amazing speed. This is gonna work, like I said, trigger control, aim, sight picture, cadence, all of that good stuff, your recoil impulse control. But what it's really gonna help you focus on is, how do I shoot at a speed and learn to transition to that next target? Now, if you've ever seen Tony Cowden, he talks about when he's shooting, how you keep the same cadence, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you just rip to the next target. That is where you really gain speed here, because if you stop, think, slow down, and then transition, you are going to lose those quarter seconds, those split times, those milliseconds that count in a competition or that could count in real life. But mostly when we're running these drills, it's usually gonna be for who's paying for the beer on Friday night. So those are my top 3 favorite drills. Like I said, you can use these for rifle, pistol, different distances. You can add movement into these if you want. The dot torture is 50 rounds. The bill drill is 6 rounds times however many times you wanna run it. And that bare standard drill is 13 rounds. I love to use one of these at the beginning and the other at the end, and you'll kind of see how you progress in your speed. Keep track of that stuff. Keep track of your accuracy. Keep track of your accuracy at speed. If you've got a shot timer, check those split times and see where you can gain those fractions of a second if you're in competition from just ripping that gun from one target to the next. All of this stuff is an absolute blast, a ton of fun, no pun intended, out there on the range. Whether it's you and your buddy having a competition or just really, really competing with yourself to see how good and how fast and how accurate you can be out on the range. Now, all of these targets are free. You can look them up and download them online. It's no big secret. There's a lot of really good stuff out there. A lot of really high-level trainers put these drills and targets out there. I suggest you take advantage. The people that made these drills are generally not slouches in the tactical competition world or anything like that. They're generally extremely proficient, and a lot of thought went into these drills for multiple different reasons. I really hope this helps you guys out and gives you something to do out on the range. Don't be the person that goes out there and blasts at a cardboard box or a piece of trash or something else on the range without any plan. Save ammo by making a plan. Go to the range with a certain amount of ammo, a certain set of drills and targets you want to run. Stick to it, track your performance and your skill. That's not only gonna save you time, it's gonna save you money, and it's gonna give you goal points that you can meet in your experience level and move to the next level. Whether you wanna go do something for security or law enforcement or military, or whether you wanna step into that competition world, all of these are very, very helpful in any of those scenarios. So you guys get out there on the range, have some fun, and remember, if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. I will see you guys on the next one.